So to kind of encapsulate what's going on here for you new ICE agent recruits, you're working for Epstein's partners in crime, one of which is a lady named Virginia G. Piper, aka Peggy Goldwater, aka Carol McCain. She's one of Arizona Senator Barry Goldwater's youngest daughters. And my father and I have been dealing with her since I was a baby with Epstein's cabal. I was raised in Missouri, and my mother's family's from Arkansas, where Bill Clinton was both governor and attorney general, who was flying in dope through Mena, Arkansas, per the movie uh, Made in America. And I think there was another movie called Cocaine Cowboys. Maybe it was a documentary, I don't remember. I haven't watched that one, I need to look it up. And another movie called Kill the Messenger with Jeremy Renner, who did a very lengthy investigation, and his article got global coverage, and the BlackRock mainstream media, owned by oligarchs who profit from the wars and the colonizations, whether they profit through the healthcare fraud or the drug trafficking or real estate colonization, confiscating farms and building the data centers and eminent domain, whatever. They attacked him, just ruined his fucking career, and then it's very likely that the cause of death that they have listed isn't accurate. They said that he unalived himself, and it's very doubtful that that's the case. So what for Piper and her Epstein allies have been doing is molesting and raping me, sending pieces of shit like you before ICE ever existed to fuck with me. And because I was a little autistic kid, I didn't understand what was going on. Then they would sent their kids to come convince me that my father did it, when it wasn't. It was their fathers and their fathers' drug trafficking, child rapist partners in crime who were running drugs for the Goldwaters. This Virginia G. Piper was part of Reagan's administration with Caspar Weinberger, former Mayor Miro Weinberger's uncle, who was indicted on this shit. And now she's here recruiting you motherfuckers and setting you up to take the fall. Just like she did my father. She sent people to molest me, people just like you, stalking, fucking with me, doing this shit. That's molestation. That's rape. It falls under domestic violence, violence against women, aka human trafficking. What's Epstein's cartel under investigation for? Human trafficking. And then try to look like it's just you. It ain't got nothing to do with her. And even sent Becky Burrell and Autumn Caton to claim that they worked for Sarah George and Bernie Sanders, and other people to claim they work for the mayor. And then basically, to gain my trust, initially they said, oh yeah, Bill Kinnear does work for Weinberger and Judge Hoare and the Kennedys and Trump and Cuomo. And then later on, oh no, they don't work for them, after they thought that I trusted them as victims advocates and people sent by Sarah George and Bernie Sanders. So basically, what I'm trying to tell you is they'll send you, Lindsay Brucesi or whatever the fuck your name is, or your girlfriend or whatever, to fuck with me, and then have another motherfucker come along and say, no, you did that all on your own. You weren't doing it for Weinberger. You think these corrupt cops are going to let you take them down? Mm-mm. They're doing the same thing to you that they tried to do to my father. Only my father's a military JAG investigator and special forces assassin who's investigating the Kennedy assassination, which the Goldwaters were a part of. That's not to say that the Kennedys were innocent victims. All that crap where they're, oh, we want APAC to register as a foreign government and we're doing something about the civil rights violations, that was all posturing. That was their way of blackmailing their own partners in crime who didn't fucking appreciate it, because then everybody was in love with the Kennedys. The whole country fell in love with them. And here they're sitting there blasting all their partners in crime as mafiosos and Klan and going after Israel when they were involved too. So that pissed their partners in crime off, who stole the election to get the Kennedys in the way, especially after Bobby Kennedy Sr. killed Marilyn Monroe. Tried to set my father and his team up for that shit. Luckily, Dad recorded it, so there was not much they could do, and they're not too damn happy about it. That's why they're having you fuck with me. She's falsifying medical records to make my cancer look like, oh, it's not cancer, you just have pelvic flourishes because your daddy raped you when you were a baby and you just don't remember it. Meanwhile, it was her drug trafficking partners in crime, many of whom were my mother's ilk. My mother came from Arkansas. They were Klan hillbillies who ran moonshine, and then it was not a big leap to start running drugs with Roger Clinton for Bill Clinton. So you're getting set up. It's going to be entirely up to you at this point to decide whether you're willing to go to death row for Epstein's partners in crime who were setting you up. Now you think, oh, well, we work for your dad. No. Dad answers to Pete Kegsbreath. He answers to Virginia Goldwater Piper. She's a military Navy Special Forces instructor. But see, she's a senator's son or daughter, whatever. You get the point. Rules for her are rules for Dad, but not for her. Rules for thee, but not for me. Hence the song from Creedence Clearwater Revival, I ain't no senator's son, I ain't no fortunate one. So what she did was, as I get older, she comes and tells me, because she's part of the healthcare fraud. She has the Virginia G. Piper Cancer Treatment Network on her health. Her and her little cronies come and tell me, oh, your dad molested you when you were little, and they made child porn, and your mother's involved, and they're all addicts and alcoholics and this and this and this. Then they're telling me this, and I'm recording it. And I'm going, but I don't remember that. I'm not really calling them liars. It's very clear on the recordings that I'm not quite buying it. It's also clear on the recordings that I'm not running and telling them that my parents are child molesters. They were abusive, but they were ignorant, and that's fixable. Especially since they were both adult children of alcoholics, and they were severely beaten. That's just how it was back then. I mean, everybody knew the Kennedys murdered Marilyn Monroe. Nobody gave a shit. They still thought it was a loss when he got shot. They didn't care. Women's lives didn't matter. And my father's Native American, so Abraham Lincoln himself is photographed with 38 Native American farmers who were lynched because they let their cows eat the wrong fucking grass. So she runs into, so Piper's telling me, oh, you're trying to convince me. Clearly, her and her little cronies, wealthy cronies like CIA Paula and LCSW Gina and Joseph. Of course, they were in Arizona and it was different. Cronies And then what she does is she runs and tells my parents that I said it, that I came to her and said that shit to get us pitted against each other. It's called starting shit. It's called starting drama. But since it's military and she's trying to cover for not only all her crimes that she's committed against me and basically against the general public and globally, because of all the wars that were started based on lies, and that when she's military and she's committing crimes against the military, that's treason, that's espionage, and then she's using Jeffrey Epstein to blackmail politicians like Trump and Bill Clinton. And well, Trump wasn't a politician. He was another oligarch that used Epstein to like blackmail and control Bill Clinton and a lot of the other wealthy Wall Street people like Bill Gates and whoever else, Howard Lucknick, whoever. It's just she's starting shit at a different level. So what you all need to decide is, are you going to fall for that stupid shit? Are you going to get played like that by these rich, wealthy pedo motherfuckers? Becky Burrows made it clear that's exactly what she wants. That's why they're not getting me sequestered and getting me in witness protection. They're leaving me out here to see how you motherfuckers respond. Do you show remorse? Do you back off when I warn you to back off and go, oh, sorry, I'm just doing what I'm told? Or do you puff up and act like a fucking cunt so you can go to death row? So when you're coming and threatening me for these high-ranking military, and Caspar Weinberger was military, just because Miro was a fucking flunky and who never served like his uncle, he's still doing it to cover for military people. He's still involved in the racketeering. Okay, that makes you a terrorist. That means my father can end you, and there's nothing anybody can do about it, because you're threatening his life as a JAG investigator. Now, I've made videos like this before, but now that all those other people are now definitely going to death row, now they've recruited a new bunch because they want to make it look like they got rid of those people, and now they're bringing in a bunch of new people hoping to avoid detection. But you've got the same lame-ass trainers. So you all give it up. You tell on yourselves with very little fucking pressure. So now I'm having to explain this to all you new fuckers. What's up? And now it should sink into one of those two brain cells you have fighting over third place, now that all this Epstein crap and January 6 cop killer shit is in the news. You're not just covering for Epstein and the sex crimes with the kids on the island, or the murders at Zorro Ranch, the murders on the island, the murders going on in the hospitals, the murders going on against the military in wars that were started so that Trump can manipulate the stock market and enrich himself. You're covering for his crimes during Jan 6. He's a Democrat. He funded, after Bill Clinton, go watch YouTube of Trump defending Bill Clinton and calling Paula Jones a loser. He poured in over $1 million into the Clintons, got Hillary Clinton elected to the New York Senate. He ain't no fucking Republican. The Republicans aren't Republicans. Actually, let me rephrase that. The Democrats aren't Democrats. They're fucking Republicans pretending to be Democrats to make it look like there's an opposition to the Nazi Party of Republicans. It's just one big uniparty. I just call it the Nazi Party. So my point is, the January 6 shit wasn't political. Remember, all these people own stock in the social media and the regular media. And they also uh, their the Republican National Committee and the Democrat National Committee, guess what they did? Both sides were involved in that January 6th shit. Oh, yeah, they impeached him, but there was bigger shit he committed they could have impeached him for. Real criminal shit, and they chose not to because he was a Democrat who funded him for years. That was all that impeachment over January 6th was performative bullshit. And it helped them raise money. The Democrats sent out emails, oh, help us fight Donald Trump and the Republicans. And then the Republicans sent out emails begging for donations to fight the crazy libtards. Meanwhile, they all owned stock in mainstream media whose ratings were through the roof. Remember, Trump's an actor with a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame. He's playing the bad boy, and they're all getting wealthy off of it. Plus, every time we click on a video about Trump that's Trump bashing or bashing the Clintons, they make money off that shit too. Off the ad revenue from YouTube. You're not, whatever the fuck they promised you, what, they give you a little apartment? They giving you unlimited drugs? They giving you a good job? Once you become, that's all just petty fucking token efforts. They're going to kill you. I filmed 47 such lynchings my damn self when I was a kid. That was just in I don't think I started filming them. We didn't get a camcorder until 82, 83. So I was 12, 13. And I think I filmed right up until, so once we started filming, they let off a little bit. 85, 86. It went on a couple of years. Dad filmed a whole lot more than me because it always happened at night after they were all drunk and high. And they'd kill somebody, usually one of you fucking idiots who fucked with they had you go fuck with somebody, whether it was me or somebody else, and then you ran your mouth and snitched out who you were fucking with before, and they ended up shot and buried next to all their lynching victims, amongst basically hundreds of bodies. Well, not bodies, now it's remains, but back. And they would hold a gun to her head, her or him, make them dig a ditch, a grave about, I don't know, 5-6 feet deep so the coyotes couldn't dig it up. And then once it got deep enough, they'd pop a cap in them and then just start shoveling the dirt on top of them. And the police were there, the sheriff was there, the judges were there, because they were all involved too. That sheriff was the longest running sheriff, 40 years over Saline County. And to shut him up because of what they were doing to me, they popped him for embezzlement on his prisoner transport, where he was basically I guess you get paid so many cents a mile, and he was putting it in his own pocket. His son's part of the